And now, News 4's Weather Extra with Chief Meteorologist David Paul.
Welcome into Weather Extra on this Tuesday evening. Meteorologist Ryan Duggar along my side. Let's break the ice tonight. This suit is older than you.
Really?
Can you believe that? I don't know if that makes me feel old or you feel young. I don't know.
I mean, it looks great. So, I mean, I think we're both looking good, even if the suit is a little bit older than me. I mean, that's a stellar look. And, I mean, we're matching with the purple today.
Purple and
so
gray. We
that's
got
nice,
it going
right?
on. That's right, yeah. We have a lot to cover tonight. As we go through the month of May, we are approaching the start of hurricane season. That means we'll be talking a lot more about the tropics in time. Good news, bad news. Last time we had decent rainfall was from a tropical system, so maybe the next time we see decent rainfall will be from a tropical system.
Yeah, and hopefully it can stay a little bit to the west, kind of like Hurricane Helene did. Didn't have many severe impacts for us. It just brought that rain, which was nice.
Yeah, you know, Helene was one of those names retired because of the impacts it made last year. We have a different list of names this year. Have a look with meteorologist Zach Webster.
The Atlantic hurricane season starts in just under a month. Before we look ahead to next season, let's take a quick look back at what happened last season. There's your list of names from 2024. 3 hurricane names were retired at the end of last season, those being Beryl, Helene, and Milton. Those will be replaced with Brianna, Holly, and Miguel once this list is reused in 2030. These lists of hurricane storm names are cycled through every 6 years, and any names that get retired get replaced with new ones once they get used 6 years down the road. Here's a look at the list of names for 2025. This list was last used back in 2019. There's only one change to this list. Dexter is the name that replaces Hurricane Dorian after that was retired at the end of the 2019 hurricane season.
Zach does a good job with those little stories. I think he does a great job.
Oh yeah, he definitely does, and he puts the extra step for Weather Extra. I've still been trying to use his little statement that he did last time I was hosting.
Yeah, he does. He does a great job. All right, let's talk about the hurricane season. Officially, it begins when?
June 1st.
June 1st. That's right. You look at the season as a whole, it comes to an end at the end of November. We are right there. So, you know, you can see sometimes some activity in the month of May, even though it doesn't officially start till June 1st. Typically, the main action is not until September, really late August into September and the early part of October. So let's break down the month of May. It's unusual to see named storms in May, but it happened for a while, several years in a row. So if it happens this time of year, May 1st to May 10th, not many out there. A couple in the Caribbean, a couple off the coast of the Carolinas and Georgia, one out there in the Atlantic. As we go through the second week or the mid-period of May, a little more activity.
Yeah. And what's kind of surprising to me, too, is usually I would be looking out farther to the south of the Atlantic for more of that development, but they can easily still develop right in the Caribbean. Again, not too many, but something to maybe look out for, depending on the season.
You know, early season and late season, we kind of look close to home, the Caribbean, off the coast of the U.S. for potential development. By the end of May, you kind of see the dots all over at that point. The Gulf of America, what are we calling it? Gulf of America, right?
Yeah, I was going to say.
The Caribbean and off the coast of the U.S. So, you know, it can happen early in the year. There are signs if you keep watching stuff on that GFS model, it wants to develop a low down here, take it to the northeast. We're kind of disregarding that because that model is the outlier. When we forecast, we use the ensemble data, which is a conglomeration of all the different runs of the GFS or the European model, and we're putting a lot of weight in the AI version of the European model because that model did great last year forecasting hurricanes, and it has no indication of anything forming down there.
It sure does. Yeah. You want to be looking out for what has the agreement, and the ensembles, along with those more reliable model runs, are going to be your friend during this time.
Won't be long, though, before we do have a system to track somewhere in the tropics. Well, hey, coming up next, we're tracking rain chances over the coming days. That and more next. Stay tuned.
And now, News 4's Weather Extra.
Welcome back to Weather Extra. We were talking during the break about all the rain occurring again this evening. Mississippi, parts of Alabama, Louisiana as well. It's just not raining here.
Yeah, it's such a robust system. We've really been watching out for that satellite imagery as it's making its way through, but that's just been our pattern. These robust systems, by the time they make their way towards the wiregrass, they're losing steam.
Yeah, the numbers are unbelievable. So check this out. These are the numbers since April 7th. at the Dothan Regional Airport, 0.69 inches. In Dothan on the west side, there's a gauge at Brandistan over the Little Choctawhatchee River, 0.48 inches. And I went through that data. About 0.12 of that is kind of bogus because it said it rained 0.04 inches this morning. It did not. So that actual total is more like 0.36 inches, Brandistan on the west side of Dothan. That's pathetic. Ozark 231 and Alabama 27.48 inches from that rain gauge. And then in Ayrton, US 231 at the Pea River, 0.55 inches. I mean, that's bad. That's really bad.
Yeah, really bad. And, you know, when you have to really rely on April to bring in pretty good amount of rainfall, much of the month was very dry, and now we are in the middle of one of our driest months out of the year, too. So we are definitely in the waiting game as we are still seeing drought conditions like this.
Not a good place to be as we enter the heart of the growing season. All right, as we go through time, again, that one batch coming at us tonight kind of weakens. Not much on Thursday. I mean, it's not going to rain everywhere Thursday, 2 o'clock. My rain chance is actually at 30% because any activity will be pretty spotty in nature. Friday, some showers and storms. Not a guarantee that will be wet, but rain chances do look better on Friday. And then going through the weekend, again, we'll see where that upper level low kind of sets up, but the idea is moisture comes in from the Gulf and at least scattered activity Saturday and then into Sunday.
Yeah, and as that low is trying to make its way a little bit farther to the north, again, it's going to remain stationary, providing spotty showers and thunderstorms, but eventually some of that drier air could make its way in from the west. So that could inhibit some of those rain chances as we get into next week.
Yeah, next week will be a completely different story. We are hoping still for rain totals to exceed an inch, inch and a half widespread as we get through late week and the weekend. This is new model data coming in. So generally 1 to 2.5 inches in our area from the European model between now and Sunday at 5 p.m. And here's the reason, again, that upper level low, that lingering energy aloft, when you see the yellow and the red above us, that's good for rain. So Saturday evening into Sunday, that big remnant low kind of parks right over our area. But watch what happens next week. That low lifts out, a ridge develops. And what does that mean, Ryan?
That means more of that warm or unseasonably warm air for us, and that typically brings temperatures. And I mean, at this point in the season, we could be seeing temperatures well into the 90s.
Yeah,
like
definitely. I had, it's not going to work for me. The graphic messed up. It was supposed to say that the temperatures, but as that ridge basically develops across the southeast, it will provide a lot of warm air for really the entire southern part of the country. I'm thinking the way it looks now, lower to middle 90s for highs by the end of next week and the following weekend. And heat index values could be over 100.
Yeah, feeling the heat, especially at this time of year, but I'm kind of looking forward to it. Let's
Yeah, summertime is almost here. Hey, weather and words tomorrow night. Come back. We'll see you then. Good night.